Hey guys, get ready for a fun night. I am back from vacation. It is time to have a good night right here on the Bucs Report Show. Get ready, crank up the pandemonium. Let's do this thing. All right, guys, let's do this thing. I am back. I am back from vacation, sort of physically. Physically, I'm back. Mentally, yeah. But it's going to be a good time. Tonight, we got all kinds of goodies to talk about, all kinds of stuff going on. I don't know. AB's in love with Kyle Trask. I don't know. All kinds of stuff happened while I was away. We got all kinds of things to talk about. We got a very special guest, kind of a fun little story that we've got coming for you here in just a minute or two. And I'm excited about it. But I want to tell you guys, I missed you guys while I was on vacation. It's a good time that we have here. And you guys, I genuinely count you guys as my friends. And I missed you. I missed you. I'm not going to like kiss you or anything, but I missed you. I had a good time on vacation. I did enjoy myself. And I'd say a lot happened, but well, it's that time of year. Not that much happened. Let's be honest. But it's going to be a good time tonight. And we've got tons of things to talk about. I want to tell Ron and Johnny Dean, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys being in the chat room, and I want to hear all kinds of things from you guys. And when the time comes, I'm going to open up the lines, the phone lines, and everything else, and we are going to talk all kinds of Buccaneer football. But now we got this thing started off a little early. I'm going to bring on a special guest here, John Torgerson. John, I'm going to bring you on here now. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I am good. I am good. I am good. So, guys, there is a story that I want to tell you real quick regarding John. I was bopping around on vacation online, looking at Facebook and Twitter and all and everything, all of that. And I stumbled across a picture, and when I saw this picture, I thought, no, that's pretty cool. That is really cool. And I didn't really think much beyond that, other than wow, that's just pretty awesome. And then the owner of Bucs Report gives me a call and says, hey, man, did you see this picture? He starts to describe it. I'm like, dude, I saw that picture. It was awesome. This was cool. It was a cool shot. And he goes, yeah, well, I've gotten in touch with the guy who did this picture. Would you be interested in having him on your show? And I'm like, holy cow, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I want to have him on the show. Now, I want to show you guys this picture because I think it's one of the coolest pictures that I have seen by any Bucs fan in a long time. Check out this shot. Flash and deuces at Arrowhead. That is beautiful, John. That is beautiful. It's not just standing in front of Arrowhead. Oh, no. It's giving it to him one more time, which is probably one of my favorite Buccaneer moments ever. I put that moment right there with like the Rondé Barber moment, interception, or there are just very few moments in Bucs history or Bucs lore, and Flash and Deuces back at Tyreek Hill. That's one of those moments. So, John, I want to hear the story. I want to hear your story about this picture. Okay, tell us. First of all, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, and then tell us this story.
Okay, so obviously, name is John. I am currently in the United States Army, married with two daughters, and been a Bucs fan for as long as I can remember. After my dad had tried to force being a Vikings fan on me, I pretend I was a Vikings fan for a while. So the story behind the picture. So I was leaving a school in Fort Benning, Georgia, and on our way back, we were going to visit my dad in Denver, and I the route originally had us going below Kansas City, and I told my wife, who's also a Bucs fan, I was like, "We're stopping in Kansas City. I'm taking pictures there," and she was like, "Okay, I'm down." And I've never been to Arrowhead, so at first the way it had us going, I was like, "There's no way this is where Arrowhead is," because it looked like a really bad part of town. I was like, there's no way." So we went over and we found it, and we got out. We took a couple pictures. I have them on my regular Facebook page, just like nice little couple pictures and stuff. And as we were leaving, I told my wife, I was like, "Hang on, I got to do the Winfield Deuces at the state." So, side story from that, my mom and my stepdad are Chiefs fans, so I had to do it. So I was like, "All right, we're gonna do this." And as I was taking the picture, off my right shoulder is actually the Chiefs, like I guess like their trash guy, and he's staring at us and just shaking his head. And I was like, "This guy hates me right now." I did the picture, and I tried to replicate it as close to what Winfield did as possible. But yeah, then I posted it, and I didn't really expect anything of it. I posted pictures before, and gotten the normal, reactions and stuff. But this exploded, and I was not expecting that at all. So it was pretty cool.
Well, it's a fantastic picture, and it's what's just so beautiful about it is when I saw it, it's that moment, like I said, and like what you did and everything that encompasses everything it feels like being a
Yeah.
Bucks fan. Where because, and here's my thought process as Bucks fans, because we have, let's be honest, sucked for so long.
Oh yeah.
People, I mean, everybody's been able to flash deuces at us
Hmm.
for years.
Yeah.
And Tyreek Hill flashing deuces earlier in the year, and just in the end, when it mattered, when it all came down to the Super Bowl, to be able to do it right back at him and go, here you go.
Yeah, and I think
And
I think too
for
people thought it was like I saw a lot of reactions. They were like, "Oh, that's unsportsmanlike" and whatever. I was like, "Man, one, he did it first. He deserved it." And Winfield, from where he started to where he finished, he was absolutely deserving of it. I thought that was the best moment. Probably for me, that's probably the second best moment to Derek Brooks' pick six in the first Super Bowl.
yeah, that's what I mean, is that kind of a feeling of that's the moment from the Super Bowl. I mean, that
Yeah,
is the take home. That's the takeaway from the
yeah,
Super Bowl, was that moment. And I mean, I loved that. And then the whole story. You're in the Army. You're
yeah,
you're serving our country, doing all this, and it just makes it all that much better. It's just one thing stacking on top of another that made it so perfect.
yeah.
And I mean, I was so, like I said, but before anybody said anything to me about it, I saw that picture and thought, wow, that's a cool shot. And then, for it to just kind of keep growing completely separate from what I was thinking is, that tells you what that picture is all about. It stands on its own, and it's perfect. And like I said, I do believe it's Bucks fans being able to just, it's almost like a middle finger
Yeah.
back at everybody else for making fun of us for all those years. How you like me now? That's what that is. It's how do you like me now? And I mean, that's anybody who says it's unsportsmanlike, you can go, yeah, that's right. So he shouldn't have done it to us, because look what happens. So was it unsportsmanlike? Yeah, a little bit, He shouldn't have done that, should he? And
Well, right.
yeah, it makes it that much better, And what we've decided to do, guys, and I absolutely love this. And I know you've heard of this. You know that this is what we're about to do. And I want to announce this to all of you out in the pandemonium out here, making comments, and all of you listening and everything. Bucks Report is starting a contest, and I want y'all to know about that. You need to send your deuces up picks to the Bucks Report Facebook page, or tweet at us at Bucks_report on Twitter, or use the hashtag BR contest of you as a Bucs fan in Bucs gear flashing deuces at any other NFL team, any other team, any other player, anybody dressed accordingly, anything of the sort, any other stadium, however you want. You be creative. Deuces up, guys. All right. We want pictures of you guys flashing deuces at any other team. Obviously, Kansas City, special points. But if you flash deuces, what we are going to do, we got some great gear, some great prizes and things. We've got something from some stuff from foco.com. That's FOCO.com. And we are going to let the winner, get, I'm not certain exactly what the prize is. That'll come out as we get closer to the time. But you guys, I don't care if you're in a restaurant and you're sitting there in your Bucs shirt and you see somebody sitting there in McDonald's eating their burger in an Aaron Rodgers jersey or an Aaron Rodgers or Green Bay shirt. I want pictures of you flashing deuces at them. You do that again. The way to do this is send your pics to the Bucs Report. Go to the Bucs Report Facebook page and send us a message, direct message. Make comments, however you want to do it, on the Bucs Report Facebook page, or tweet at us. We are at Bucs_report or the hashtag BR contest. And we want to see how all of that goes. And we're going to hopefully be able to drag John back into this whole, all these shenanigans, drag John back into this and hopefully maybe be a judge or however we decide we're going to choose the winner. And hopefully John will be a part of that. So, John, what you did is freaking awesome. I'm serious. It's that to me is exactly what Bucs fans need. It's that moment of, you know what, we've been through this crap. We've gotten our butt kicked around of, up, down, all of this. And it's sort of the way for Bucs fans to give a little middle finger back to everybody else. Yep. So, I mean, to every other NFL team, deuces up, baby. And thank you, John. And I really seriously do appreciate that. Now, what are your plans? And by the way, I expect more from you on this kind of thing. I want to see pictures of you doing this to other fans and everything.
So I'm moving. I'm in El Paso right now, El Paso, Texas. And yesterday I saw a Bucs fan driving by, and I threw my beanie out the window to him, and he drove by with a big Bucs chain, and he was like, "Champs, baby." I was like, "Oh yeah." And
nice.
My mom is moving with us, who I think my wife is watching right now, but my mom is moving with us. She's the Chiefs fan, so I'll have plenty of Chiefs stuff to throw deuces up at her.
Awesome. Awesome. Your wife is watching right now?
Yes, she is.
What's her name?
Cassandra.
My
mom's in there.
Thank you for letting him take the time. And I know you're the boss. I don't care. I know you're the boss, Cassandra. But letting him hop out of the car and indulge in this, because it brought a whole lot of joy to a whole lot of people, not only him, but to a lot of us here too. And we're going to spread that because you know what? That's sort of the battle cry for the Bucs. Deuces up, baby.
Yeah, she's the one behind the camera, so she gets the credit.
Okay. Thank you, Cassandra. That was awesome. And you said she's a Bucs fan too?
Yeah, she is. And then my mom, Kimberly, in the chat right now, she's a Chiefs fan. So
how did you end up becoming a Bucs fan?
So grew up, my dad was a Vikings fan, and this was during the Randall McDaniel, John Randall time, and even Winfield's dad was playing at the time. And I really didn't care for the Vikings. I didn't really like their colors. But I had seen the Bucs logo when they had first changed it from Bucko Bruce, right? So changed it, and I saw it as a skull and crossbones, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And from then on, I became a Bucs fan. And then that year, we drafted Warren Sapp, and after that, that's all she wrote. But after that, I hadn't really paid attention to hockey or baseball either. But then I became a Rays fan, and then a Lightning fan. And kind of just took off from there. And then we won the Super Bowl, and I watch that Super Bowl even if I'm deployed or in school. I watch the 2003 Super Bowl every single year.
Yep.
I run it back on YouTube every single year.
So wait, Kimberly Cates is your mom?
Yeah, that's her.
You got a cool mom. John is now up for adoption. Well, all I can say is he's got a new home here because, he's even dragging you here, Kimberly. So, welcome to the Lion's Den. You got a lot of guts for being here, and you got a guy who brought us a whole lot of fun. So I appreciate you guys.
I think the biggest struggle for me this year was I've always been a huge Tom Brady fan. Love Tom Brady. And when they were speculating about him leaving New England, I was like, okay, there's no way he's coming to Tampa Bay. I was like,
yeah, we all felt like that.
Percentage of any sport in the U.S. I was like, there's no way. And, my friends started asking me, they're like, no, he might be going to Tampa. And I was like, if he comes to Tampa, it's over. You take, and I love Jameis Winston. I was a huge Jameis Winston supporter. But I was like, if you take any above average quarterback and you put them into that system, they're going to win games. As long as you're not throwing 30 interceptions,
right.
Games. And I was like, and then you put not only just an above average quarterback, you put the GOAT in there, and it's like
the best of all time.
Now we're definitely winning. So, but
honestly, John, I got the impression after they won that going through Brady, Brady didn't even seem that excited.
Yeah.
When they won, I almost feel like he was probably like, these guys are not going to realize it's not this easy. This happened too easy. Like, how are we here kind of a thing. And
I think what made the Super Bowl even sweeter is the turning point to me was the Chiefs game in the regular season, because we got kicked in the mouth, but we came back and made it a close game. So the Bucs were like, hey, we can hang with these guys. Like we weren't ready for them. That it is what it is. And I kept telling people, even when they lost to the Saints the first time, I was like, Tom Brady doesn't lose twice to the same team. It's just
right.
So then when they did lose twice to the Saints, I was like, well, he's not losing 3 times. So
right.
To me and to a lot of people, the hardest stretch of quarterbacks in NFL history in the playoffs. And I believe the Redskins or the Washington football team were the number 1 ranked defense.
Well, the defensive line for sure. Yeah.
So through them, and then you go through Rodgers and Breeze and Mahomes. It's like
it was insane.
Hey, come on, man! You can't argue it.
Right. And they're not even favored. Still, the Chiefs are favored to win the Super Bowl, not the Bucs. Explain to me how the Chiefs are. Get your mom on here. How are the Chiefs favored, even though they couldn't score a touchdown? Sorry, Kimberly, couldn't even score a touchdown against the Bucs. So go figure.
Well, we'll see her answer.
Yeah, John, what do you do in the Army?
So I just changed my job. I've actually had 3 jobs. So I was an infantryman first. I hurt my back really bad, so I got reclassed to air defense, and now I'm a tank mechanic. So I just
You're what? A tank mechanic?
Yes, sir.
That doesn't sound like something you do with a hurt back. Doesn't sound like. What do you? There aren't a lot of light parts on a tank, I wouldn't think.
So the position I'm in, I won't do a whole lot of lifting. I'm more of a supervisor now. So it's more of just, hey, that needs to be fixed, or that needs to be fixed, or I'll order this part, stuff like that.
Okay.
But my stepdad did that for 23 years in the Army.
Okay.
So kind of follow those steps. So, but yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's got its perks. So.
Well, John, you're a hero in more ways than one. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being a part of the show. And you're actually good on camera. Hopefully we can get you around here more often. Yes, and I appreciate you being here.
No problem, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your service, and thank you for the deuces up picture.
Thank you. Go Bucs.
Thank you. Go Bucs. That's awesome. John Torgerson and his mom and even his wife. Everybody was here, and that's a whole lot of fun. You guys, I want to see these pictures. I want to see you flashing deuces. Deuces up, baby. Deuces up to any NFL team you want, any way, shape, or form, any stadium, anything you feel like doing. Deuces up, and we want to see the pictures. So that's pretty awesome. All right, guys. We got a lot to talk about. I want to hear from you guys as well. I want to bring in part of the pandemonium. I want to bring in Matt Colson, Matt from Oklahoma City. I'm going to
Hey,
bring Matt in
deuces.
because I've not talked to him. There you go. I have missed. I've missed talking to Matt. I've missed you guys, and part of the reason we're doing this is, guys, it is your turn. All right, Matt, my friend, how you doing?
I'm good.
You're
Got
good.
I got plans made for a vacation, getting all that set up.
Well, vacation, where to?
I'm going out to the Ozark Mountains in Oklahoma, where it's southeast Oklahoma, where mountains are. Where I live,
Okay.
it's all flat.
Wait,
And,
southeast?
Yeah, near
Okay,
Arkansas border.
Okay.
And that's the foothills of the Ozarks start there. And if I was really wanting to do something spectacular, I could
Right.
start the Ozark Trail at that location, and I could walk for 30 days and end up in Missouri someplace. They
That's one
actually
heck
have
of a
trail for that.
vacation.
It's something I looked at and I was like, that's amazing, but I don't know if anybody could do it. That's just incredible. If you had the free time, it would be something to try. But
Yeah.
I would do it in segments. They've strategically placed it about 20 miles apart. So you can go from state park to state park to state park across the 3 states to get the whole thing done. But there are people who actually go on it and do it, start in the spring and get home in the fall. It's insane.
Wow. Yeah, I know somebody who did the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, that one's even worse because the Appalachians are
That's
taller.
all the way from Georgia all the way up to Maine, I believe.
Right. It goes up the East Coast.
Yeah, the whole East
But
Coast. That's
where
crazy.
my grandparents lived in Florida was the foothills to the Appalachians, and they had lots of steep hills, not real mountains. Then you go 50 miles north, and you start getting into stuff.
Listen, man, the closest thing you get to Florida mountains are clouds and sand dunes. So, I mean, there's not a lot more than that when it comes to that stuff.
But
when it comes to that, well, so much Buccaneer stuff has gone on. It's little stuff like BA, I guess, sent a pretty strong message to Keyshawn Vaughn. He said, because I guess Keyshawn Vaughn went across the street and practiced with Tom Brady and his crew over at the Yankee spring training facility. And BA left a message, a not so subtle message, and said there are about 10 guys on this team that are in make or break situation, and they probably ought to really consider where they're practicing and what they're doing, which I thought was a pretty direct message to Keyshawn Vaughn about the fact that maybe he's on the hot seat. Now, whether he is or not, he was at least sending that message to him, lighting a fire under him, maybe.
So he wasn't coming to the Bucs to do the OTAs?
Right. He didn't go to the OTAs. He went across the street and practiced with Brady.
Well, that's not smart.
Well, and BA expressed that exact sentiment.
That's not smart. And
what is that? What do you think overall about the fact that the factions? There's the Brady camp and the BA camp doing their thing. Yeah, and I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Last year it was a novelty because what are we going to do? There's COVID. How are we going to practice? And okay, guys, they can't tell me we can't if I go over to this high school or whatever they did, and it paid off. But there's a coaches and facilities and trainers and things at one location that all look out for you to make sure you don't hurt yourself and make yourself better. Eventually, they're all going to get with Brady. So maybe in his mind, he was trying to make points with Brady so he'd get more play time. Maybe.
Yeah.
But he's number 4, number 5 in the list now, right? So I don't know if that was a smart play.
Well, but apparently BA didn't think so.
Yeah, well, BA doesn't like to. Boy, you remember last year he talked about, was it last year or the year before, that Gerald McCoy wasn't half the player he thought he was, and and he basically put it out there on the table that you're not guaranteed a job here, so you might want to talk to your agent. And so BA does put things out there for a purpose. And
I got to say this
conflict though, because I don't think Keyshawn Vaughn would have gone to train with Brady if he didn't think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He got a little bit more direct with the quarterback. So
Kimberly, I got to say this, John Torgerson, you know that win was a one-time gift to you.
Oh no.
No more.
No.
Kimberly, you couldn't
Oh,
score
she's
a
starting it up.
touchdown in 7 straight quarters against this team. Count them. I had to use 2 hands. You couldn't score a touchdown against this defense. That ain't a gift. That ain't a gift. That's flat out robbery.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. She made another comment, maybe further. I don't know if you're going down the list or up the list, but she was talking about they were injured. So our time
she
was gonna
said
come.
we were under the weather. So take the gift because that's all you guys get.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Kimberly. Let's say you were healthy and you scored 2 more touchdowns. You still lost big time. Okay.
We got our 30, and as long as we get our 30, the other team usually doesn't have time to get 30 more.
Yeah.
And that's the way this team is structured. And if we get over 29, I don't think many teams are going to win. I just don't see how it can happen.
Yeah.
So
John says to his mama, she knows not what she talks about. Be careful, John. That's your mama.
You don't want to start that.
Leave that stuff to us. Leave that stuff to us. That's your mama.
But yeah, even my mother would have looked at that though and said that we put a whooping on them. My mom was smart enough to know when somebody got their butt handed to them.
Yep. Now, John said, anybody else excited for Trask's future? That is something I did want to talk about because now I think there's a lot of coach speak here. All right. If you remember last year, and even some this year, you hear BA started taking little jabs at Brady publicly. He takes little shots at Brady about the practices going on across the street or about different things. He takes little shots at Brady here and there. And then when he talks about, Kyle Trask or Ryan Griffin or Blaine Gabbert, he's always like, oh man, they're just the best. They're incredible. Man, I'm excited. I can't wait for the opportunity to work with Blaine Gabbert. Here's the thing. And I know Johnny likes to talk about the fact that BA is a straight shooter, but here's the thing. If he was that excited to work with Blaine Gabbert, he wouldn't have drafted Kyle Trask. Okay.
Oh, that's true.
So he wasn't that excited to work with Blaine Gabbert. He drafted Kyle Trask. Now, unless he was spending a 2nd round pick on a 3rd string quarterback, I doubt it. He's not quite that excited about Blaine Gabbert. Just a thought.
Neither am I. I don't have.
I'll be honest with you. If Brady misses a game, I kind of want to see what happens. I want to see what happens with Blaine Gabbert. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah, if he could come in and do what Matt Castle did, or the other one. There was a quarterback in Carolina that every time we played for about 2 seasons, we ended up playing the backup instead of Cam because of injuries or whatever.
Well, this goes back to Jake Delhomme. I remember when Delhomme came in, it was I think against the Bucs. Yeah, and I think he came in for Carolina against the Bucs. And he was a rookie or an unknown or whatever. And all of a sudden it was like, who the heck is this guy? Right. Every time we play anybody, all of a sudden there's some new rookie quarterback. It's like, who the heck is this guy? And he's lighting up, he lights up the field against the Buccaneers. Listen, I think guys in their first game can do that because there's no game tape and you don't know what to prepare for.
Right.
So I don't know.
I'm not one who understands exactly why there's so much media on Kyle Trask. I mean,
right.
I just don't get it. I can see where BA's coming from. He's got his guys on one side of the street, and Brady's got his guys on the other side of the street, like he just described. Right. So BA's going to think the ones that are in camp with him are the better ones because they want to be here, whatever. But
isn't there enough division and stuff? Do we really have to do this now, even among the team? I mean, whose side are you on, man? And it's like we've taken Tom Brady came in here and gave us the golden egg, and now all of a sudden he's worthless. And Arians kind of has a history of doing that. Yeah. Maybe he doesn't mean it, but that's the mind game he plays. And
I don't know if when they open up regular preseason training camp, whatever,
Right.
and I'll watch what happens. He'll have a whole different story. Well, Brady's the best thing out there. Blah 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 blah. Because he's on the right side of the street,
Right.
and he doesn't want the conflict coming up where Brady's got a team he's coaching, and Arians is coaching everybody else.
Right.
And I can see how that perception could start from people.
Sure. If you're a leader and they're going across the street. Now, I got to be honest with you. I don't completely understand why it's going down the way that it's going down.
I don't either.
But I'm also not, and I don't think BA is that worried. I think BA looks at it. Johnny Dean said, come on, he drafted the guy because he's looking to the future. Okay, I can buy that. But the gushing praise for everybody that's a backup and the critical edge towards your starter, that's motivation. That's coaching. Yeah. That's how they do what they do. And I
read today where somebody was calling Kyle Trask a young Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, when Andrew Luck came out of college, everybody thought he was the next Johnny Unitas. He was supposed to be somebody, just like Peyton Manning came out of college and he was supposed to be somebody.
Right.
I have yet to hear anybody talk about Kyle Trask like he's supposed to be somebody.
Right.
If he was anybody, he wouldn't have been there when we got to him.
Right.
So.
Well, Johnny said this: Brady running a camp himself allows the rookies and players who don't get a lot of practice time to get more touches. That's looking at things through red. I'm not going to say rose colored, but let's say blood red colored glasses. I think it's a tainted view, Johnny, pewter and red glasses, I guess, because that's definitely finding the positive angle to take, the positive perspective to take.
The Buccaneers have 140.
PA doesn't want this to happen.
Yeah, the Bucs have 140 or 50 damn coaches. He put that staff together so he could isolate people.
Yeah, you want the guys over there. There's plenty of time for them to get the touches if they're all over there. So I think you're right. I'm going to bring a third person in here. I normally don't do that, but I'm going to bring Andrew Faubert in here. Wake up, guy. Andrew. That guy. I'm going to bring him in here so he can probably take my job. But,
there he is. He's not wearing red tonight. What the hell?
He's always wearing red. It's just on his face.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
He's wearing red on his face. How you doing, Andrew?
Rick, welcome back. I'm not going to take your jab. I would never do that.
Yeah, you mean never do that again?
Wow. Okay.
I don't think he had a lot of choice. I think the producer was down to a very slim number of options, and one of them wasn't you, Rick.
Yeah, you had two Canadians to choose from, and I think you chose correctly.
Well, yeah. No, I had one to choose from.
Sorry for that low-hanging maple, but that just needed to be said.
Yeah, how you doing, Andrew?
Not too bad, buddy. How was your vacation?
Not long enough. It was good.
Never is long enough.
No, it was not long enough. It's amazing how 1 week stretched a little bit longer, almost became 2 weeks, and by the end of that 2 weeks, I'm like, I could really get used to this. It was like, you know what? I miss these people, but I could be a caller again.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those things where you start thinking of it and you're like, I need to make just a little bit more money. I need to make one more smart investment and I'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll be there. What Bitcoin is rising today? We'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did you
exactly.
Hear Andrew,
you know what?
Andrew, I heard something completely not sports oriented, but there is a company like Tesla in the United States, and in Canada, there's another company called Daywick or something like that. They're making a self-driving car like Google, electric, affordable, and when it's parked, it collects Bitcoin from the solar panels. Is that you're going to pay $50,000 for this little car that sits about a shopping cart worth of people, but while it's parking, it's
making you
Bitcoin.
Money.
It's farming.
The car's making you money. Awesome.
Here's the craziest thing. Only Canadians would think of that. I want you to spend money now so we can make you money while you ain't doing nothing.
Hey,
that's the craziest thing I ever heard.
That doesn't sound crazy. That sounds like that sounds pretty smart. Let's welcome the dude. I have not spoken to the dude in a while. I'm excited to talk to him. Dude, how are you doing, my friend?
I had vodka for dinner.
Wrong
Wrong
night.
show.
Wrong show, buddy.
Hey, welcome back, Mr. Rick Hughes, and hey, the other two gentlemen on the screen. I'm going to ask for your participation here because
Okay.
I feel like we should sing Mr. Rick Hughes happy birthday.
Oh yeah, I will mute you all and boot you off the screen.
Oh.
Everybody can just say happy birthday to me and I'm good.
I was going to play the Beatles to him, but
Happy birthday to
Wait, we do
Rick.
do happy birthday and Christopher Walken. We can all handle that.
That I can handle.
no,
The whole,
he can
the
do
whole
that.
thing?
No.
No, just happy birthday, Rick.
Hey, birthday, the day leaving womb day celebrations for you, Rick. Yeah, hi, hello, happy birthday again. Womb entry leaving again.
It's a good thing we didn't have him do the whole thing.
Thank you for that. I always get put on the spot.
I'm my heart rate is somewhat accelerated now.
Yeah,
Happy Friday.
Hey,
So,
did we have fun with hey, everybody in the chat down there watching wherever you're watching?
Group in the chat. We got John. John is in the chat. John is sort of the John is I think we can call him let's see. It's the Parrot Army, and he is part of the army. So that kind of makes sense. That's what I think. As a matter of fact, I think the Bucs report can swing sending John a Parrot Army shirt. I think we'll make sure that happens. I'll get.
I think wouldn't that make him like the commander Parrot in chief or something?
Yeah, something like that, or a chief.
Parrot.
You don't want to say chief, not to John, because John has a very clear answer for being called anything chief oriented. I don't think calling him chief.
Can we just also point out that not only is he throwing the deuces up to the Kansas City Chiefs stadium, but boy, look at those shoes. Can they get any wider, bro? Come on, man.
They're all
What you don't realize, because of where the picture cuts off, is he's also going ahead and dropping a deuce at the same time that he's flashing a deuce.
Oh, good.
Well, this just went that way.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
No. The gate's
open. It's the wrong show, but whatever. Here we go.
The gate's open, and I got a little White Russian in my beard, as you can see. So,
is that what it is?
Yes. Well, Matt says the guy with the complete white beard.
It's almost complete. I'm working on it. I'll be Billy Gibbons by this time next year.
Hey, Matt, is that dark spot in the center? Is that the landing strip?
Yeah, it's for guidance purposes. Correct.
Hey, so we got all the facts out about the contest. Hey, listen, people, everybody, all you got to do is do what you love to do and troll one of the other NFL teams with the deuce symbol. Catch it on film. Subscribe to Bucs Report on YouTube, and either tweet it at us or send it to the Bucs Report Facebook page message box, and you could win something really sweet, man. Let me tell you. I mean, we're not talking like, hey, we're gonna get you that T-shirt from Walmart that's $8.99. No. It's gonna be sweet. You're gonna be proud. Your mom's gonna think of you as a better man or a better daughter. Your friends are gonna envy you, and of course, you're gonna love Bucs Report for it.
Nice.
Yeah, and where
Kimberly, thank you. You know what? Is it how bad it? What if I hit on John's mom during the show? Is that a bad thing?
Let's not go there. Please,
John,
let me go before that happens.
John has been trained to kill you with a hangnail.
Yeah. You even just saying that has already put you in some sort of scope.
Hot water. Yeah.
Hey, John is presently putting you on the no-fly list, just so you know.
If you see drones flying overhead, you might want to take cover.
Yeah.
You're working on it. You're working
the red
on
dot.
it.
The red dot on your screen is not the red dot on your screen.
Yeah.
Part of me wishes we all could shine a red dot on Rick. That way his cat would be jumping all over him. That'd be awesome.
Well, that would be good. That would be funny. I'd pay for that.
That's funny.
Hey, so what do you think, Rick? Rick, because you haven't been around for a minute.
I've been around for a long time.
Well, you haven't been around here on the airwaves of the interweb.
Longer. You know, by the way, I had a friend of mine when he turned 50, and no, I'm not 50. That was a while ago. I had a friend of mine when he turned 50, he was bothering him. It was really bugging him. He was like, man, it's just, it's kind of bothering me that I'm 50. And all I said to him is, don't worry, you won't be 50 long. And all of a sudden he liked 50 because he was going to be 51 very soon. We lost the dude. The dude, that is so dude-like. He's just always, he kind of comes and goes like the wind.
Yeah, and it's like he's got some kind of control over things. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Who knows? He's,
I remember when I hit 50, I didn't think I was going to go much further than that. Now I'm looking at 60 in 2 years, and I'm thinking, let's get there, baby.
John just said about his mom. He said her husband is a Chiefs fan. So what you're saying is it'd be an upgrade. Thank you, John. See,
Wow.
I got you.
Wow.
I got you.
They're soliciting his mother. Do you see that? They're working an angle on mom. That's troublesome.
Yep. Oh, and hey, dude, I haven't talked to you in so long. How you doing?
I don't know. I think I'm getting some bad feedback. Keep talking, sir.
No, that's not bad feedback. That's
you guys sound like a cheap Star Wars droid bootleg. Let me reset my connection. I'll be back because I got an ultimate NFL trivia question for you guys. So give me 5 minutes. I'll be back.
All right. All right. Since we're going crazy tonight, let's bring another one in. Steve Glasgow. How you doing, my friend?
Oh,
this guy's super straight. No, he's super straight.
He's black.
How you doing, brother?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing good. Welcome.
Been a while since I saw you too.
It's like the gathering. It's like here come the masses. Here comes the trouble.
Yay!
There we go.
More trouble.
Yeah, all about it.
Oh man.
What are you not doing in a car?
I'm great. What's happening?
Oh, wait a minute. Now we got his wife. Dude, John, you have a beautiful wife, a beautiful mom? What the heck?
Oh
Man. Don't worry. She'll take one for the team. Awesome.
Man,
awesome.
It's welcome back, Rick, and happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I am freaking old. I am freaking old. You know what the realization is for this birthday? I wake up in the morning after laying on a nice cushioned, soft pillow top mattress, right? And I hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, now I have to go out into the real world where there's mean people and sharp things and disease and I got to use muscles and this and that. And I'm like, I'm screwed. I am screwed. If I can't handle a cushioned, soft pillow top surface without hurting myself, what is my day going to be like? So
you're pretty much done, bro.
Yep.
Very real quick question. Just mind me asking. You don't have to answer. How old are you now?
55.
Oh, I remember when I was 55. 55 was a good year. Bro, I'll be 56 in October.
Wow.
55.
Okay, so we're the same age. So you know what I'm talking about. You know,
it's not bad. It's not bad. But for Andrew, because mention some of the stuff you were talking about, Andrew, just because I know you're like in your 20s or early 30s or something.
I'm 63, but go ahead.
Okay, well, you look
Canadian
amazing.
healthcare. Come on, man.
You look amazing for 63.
He's got Canadian healthcare.
What Rick is saying is absolutely true. The older you get, the less you care about how cool things are.
Exactly.
The more comfort matters a lot. You're 50. You want a comfortable car. You want a comfortable bed. You want comfortable shoes. You don't care about sports cars or any of that other stuff unless you're trying to pick up on some 20-year-old. But you just don't care. You want to be comfortable more. I drive the
least cool car that you can possibly drive.
You got that flower car, right?
Chevy Corsica.
Prius.
A
Okay, I
what?
drive a Prius. Now, unless the
Oh, yeah,
girl's
you.
eating granola and humping a tree,
Yeah.
I mean,
You're trying to
I
pick up
drive
college
the
chicks,
least.
you dirty old man. You should be ashamed.
I drive the least cool car you've ever seen ever. And
Oh, man.
there was one time I was on a photo shoot back in the day, right? I had just gotten the Prius, and the girl goes, "Wow, I didn't picture you as driving a Prius." And my buddy's laughing. My buddy's laughing, and I just went, like, I don't want to go to the gas station. I'd rather sit in the air conditioner in my car, listen to my music, and drive while you're pumping gas. I mean, it's that anything. It's just too much work. Anything. Okay.
You could upgrade to a Tesla. See, they still think that's cool, and
Someday
it's still
maybe.
electric.
Yeah, someday maybe.
Yeah, now see, I drive an Infiniti because I care about comfort. I used to like Mustangs and Camaros and all that crap that Andrew probably likes. I could care less now. I owned that stuff when I was his age. I'm like, I sit too low. I'm trying to get out of the car. My back hurts. I'm not interested.
Isn't that funny how the seating position sets a lot more precedence than the motor?
Absolutely. And when I move to Florida, I'm planning on getting a Jeep, kicking the doors off.
Nice.
And just, that'll be. I mean,
down there, man.
Yeah.
You'll
You know why I'm taking the doors off? While anybody says, "Oh, he's just trying to be cool with the doors," no, then I don't have to open the doors.
Hey, that's cool. Then you don't have to be chivalrous either. You can just have the lady hop in.
Yeah,
exactly. You have to open the door for her either.
I already opened the door for you. I already did it. I took it off the Jeep.
It hurts to open. Okay, I've taken them off.
Oh man.
See, I got a Kia Optima.
Wrangler.
You got a Kia what?
I got a Kia Optima. Like all the cars that I've had have been, just little beat boxes. No. I've had what did I have? A Dodge Neon was the first one I ever had.
Yeah.
Took that thing
was
to
a Mitsubishi. That was made in Japan.
I don't know cars. All I know is the current car that I have right now is the loudest thing due to for the audio that it has interior, and it's the fastest thing. Does it have grip? It ain't got no grip, but it's fast, and it gets me to work in 45 minutes when it should be an hour and a half.
Well, that's the thing. My Prius. It was funny because I told somebody, "Oh man, I got to get gas. I forgot to get gas, and it shows 0 miles left till the tank's empty." And then I drove home that day because it was raining, and I was like, I don't feel like getting gas. And I woke up the next day and was running late. Drove all the way to work, and I wasn't worried. I'm good.
Nice. One question, Rick, though, regarding the Prius. Just one quick question.
Yeah.
Exactly how large are the hamsters that turn that little wheel that makes the electricity go? I'm just curious.
They're like
don't care. I don't have to feed them. I don't know what they eat, but I don't have to feed them. So
do you plug it in at work? Do they have outlets where you work to where you can plug it in while you're?
Oh yeah.
No, it's not a plug-in car. It's a hybrid. So it does take gas. But if I were to run out of gas, it will switch over to electric briefly. It'll get me to a gas station.
What electric does it use then?
The paint is a solar panel, Matt. Come on, get with the program.
Matt,
well, I never
understood
works, why they had issues with them anyway, because a car that you drive, a normal V8 combustion engine, has an alternator on it. So while you're driving, the battery does nothing. It's sitting there charging. So when you get an electric car and the technology and everything is all battery, why don't they put a damn alternator in it so that it charges the batteries while you drive? You don't have to plug in anything.
That's part of what a hybrid does. The brakes, when you hit the brakes, and when you're decelerating, the friction is what recharges the batteries.
Okay, so you got a generator.
Yeah, and that's what happens. Yeah,
that makes
sense.
What
an alternator is. Yeah, that's what the alternator is.
It's basically you're driving a golf cart. And when you need to go faster, it kicks over to your gas engine seamlessly. Cool. So and the thing is, everybody makes fun of Priuses being slow. They're slow as far as your top speed, but they actually accelerate pretty quickly, like a golf cart. Think about a golf cart. When you press, no, it's the truth, man. It's the truth. When you press the pedal on a golf cart, you don't slowly accelerate, do you?
No, it's A or B.
Rick, Rick, let me help you out, Rick, here. For all the single ladies listening right now, he didn't mean that. His car is a golf cart.
like you said, Steven, like you said, I'm not worried about cool.
It's all about comfort now.
I'm not worried about cool. Whatever.
When all the
as long
gas
as you're
is
enjoying
sucked
it,
up.
man.
Who's to say those young girls? You know what they look at me and think? They think,
What?
how much longer till he needs a walker?
Oh,
no.
Nah, that's not what they're
No.
thinking. They're thinking
Huh?
sugar daddy. Sugar daddy. Those are the two words they're
Well,
thinking.
Dude's got
maybe.
money for an electric car, man. He's
Yeah.
got
He got how many
He's
shows?
got electric car buddy. Woo!
He got an electric car. He got two of his own shows.
Things,
Oh, yeah.
they are
Oh.
expensive right now.
He's
because
popular.
of
wears
the lithium
suits.
batteries.
Oh, he wears suits. Oh my God.
Yeah. I remember when
Yeah.
my grandpa
Yeah,
used to
that's
wear
my
suits.
life.
I thought it
That's
was
my
so
life.
cute.
What's that?
My grandpa. He
I
said
remember my grandpa wore suits. I miss grandpa. This is why I
You guys-
refuse to date any woman 20 years younger. If they're 20 years younger, I'm out. I'm like, no, fam, I'm
What do you
out.
mean by date? Wait a minute. What do you
Nope.
mean by date?
He just
okay,
knocks
never
him
mind.
back every day.
Anyway.
Do you mean
No,
be in a
even-
relationship with?
I mean that, but even extracurricular, because there's just, first of all, I have so little in common with them. I'm just like, look,
Absolutely.
you're nice eye candy, but no, I got other stuff.
We're going to pick this back up tomorrow night. Let's stop this conversation for a moment. All right, wrong show. We'll talk about this tomorrow night, and boy,
Hey,
will we.
sorry,
You made
I had to dip a little bit earlier. I was pumping granola and eating trees. Is that
Oh,
what
my
you said?
Lord.
Yeah,
You
no
got
on
that
that bark.
reversed there, dude. You got it backwards.
Okay, but now I have a trivia question. It's a little long, but bear with me, okay?
Oh boy!
That's what I said. I mean, she said.
By the
it
way,
has-
it's really funny that the head of Bucs Report happened to say that anybody coming on this show has to actually come on camera.
Except him.
But I'm going to break the rules for the dude.
Well, I have done that on camera before, but that was back when I was younger in the 80s and in Hollywood. I'll let you put the two together because you said something about coming on camera.
I have that
Lord.
VHS.
Oh.
I have that VHS. This is awesome.
Anyway,
Oh wow. Okay.
well,
Trivia.
here I am. Now, do I got you back, Rick? Are you on?
Yeah.
Okay. We all agreed that the New York Giants have won 4 Super Bowls, right? 4.
4.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay. But only one
Dang
person
it.
has been on the field for all 4 of them. Who is that person?
On the field,
Yes.
the sideline count.
Yes.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, it would have to.
I got to remember when they won them.
Phil Simms.
No, sir.
No.
I was figuring maybe announcing.
It's not low hanging fruit like LT, is it?
No, because
no.
LT did not play with Eli Manning.
By the way,
I
I
just
got
figured
an
he might have
interesting
been on the
trivia.
sideline.
I have a quick, interesting trivia because the dude's is going to take 10 minutes. The quick one is: did you guys remember the catch by David Tyree?
Yes.
Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
What I want to point out about that catch is that was the last catch of his career.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
And
How about that for interesting trivia? Now let's get back to the 10-minute trivia from the dude.
Yeah, 10-minute trivia from the dude. I feel like I'm being
it's got to be 2
trolled.
Eli
Let's be
Manning.
a second.
Somebody from the 80s.
Are we
It could
talking
be a
about
segment,
owners?
the 10-minute trivia. Yeah.
The New
Okay.
York Giants.
Owners?
The New York Giants have won 4 Super Bowls. Only one person has been on the field for all 4 of them. That person would be Bill Belichick.
Belichick. Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
Because technically he was
Oh.
on the 2 for the. I was
DC.
just getting there.
He was the DC for the first 2. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
I was
Wow.
getting
Right.
there too, Keith or dude. Sorry, I was getting there too.
And
was trying to
for
put
the
the thing in
record,
my head.
that was 3 minutes and 48 seconds, mofo.
All right.
Hey, you're the
Can
one
you
who said
answer?
10 minutes.
Which
Well,
is
it's been a while.
3 times my average time. That's all I got to say.
3:48. That's
The
yeah.
marathon.
my top time and two of the greatest numbers in NASCAR history.
Andrew takes 4 minutes and 20 seconds, but
But you gotta take my 3:48 and divide it by 3,
yeah.
Oh God.
or just use the metric system.
Nothing wrong with that, brother. 2 minutes to make a sandwich. It's all good.
Like this.
That's all you need. That's all you need. What was that, Andrew?
Who knows?
This is our Canadian. I got literally the inches, so that's your guys's, like right here, and then
You
I got
the
my
inches, huh?
centimeters right there.
Don't ask why he has that
Wow.
just sitting around all the time.
Just
Don't
laying
ask.
around.
Yeah, that's
It
Also,
hurts. It hurts when it hits me. So
It's a purple ruler to measure the purple helmet.
pink and floppy.
it's pink and floppy. Thank you very much, Rick.
Now, I know how that works.
Hey, Andrew. Hey, Andrew.
Yes, Steven.
If you think you're weird now, wait till you get older. You're gonna be into some real stuff, bro.
Now
You
imagine
got a lot to
Andrew when
look forward to.
imagine Andrew when he stops caring. You know? Oh, it's terrifying, buddy. It is terrifying.
I'm moving down to Florida when that happens.
Yeah. And like all the other old people who wear whatever they want to wear
Yep.
the brightly colored suits because they like them. They're like, you know what? Screw it. I don't care if anybody else thinks this is ridiculous.
But they're
I
also-
like orange and green polka dots.
but
I literally do not
Their
care if
feet.
this suit is the exact replica of what the Riddler wears. I'm going to wear
the
a
Riddler.
green
Whoa.
suit.
The
With
Riddler.
question marks all over. That's crazy.
Wow.
How are you going to be the Riddler? Doesn't he wear green? Aren't you red?
I can blend it, man. You can blend. Blend.
Oh,
It'd be
So
like
does
Christmas
every
time.
letrprechaun wears green.
Yeah.
So
You
That's
don't
true.
Let's find a leprechaun. It's all
Hey,
good there.
Speaking
magically delicious.
speaking of facial hair fads, have you guys seen the monkey tail beard yet?
What the heck
no.
is
The
that?
what?
Oh,
Oh,
Google it. Monkey tail beard. Google it.
Am I going to be? Should I not?
I
have
don't.
my kids
You know
in
what?
the-
I would Google it and bring it up, but I get the feeling already.
No.
this is
It's
from
not
Yeah.
pornographic. It's an actual hairstyle for beards.
Yeah, we're not
I'm
looking up
it
like blue waffles or anything like
No,
that.
it's not a blue
I'm gonna look
waffle.
it up.
Very popular. Oh dear God.
I'm a monkey tail beard. I'm gonna look it
Oh
up.
dear God. You
monkey
don't. Oh my God.
tail beard.
And that, my friends, is how you get everybody on screen to look down away from the camera.
Yes,
Because
Oh.
we just lost half the audience. Thanks.
No, I was looking at the question that was in the comment section, and I'm pretty sure it's Rande Barber, is it not?
That is horrible. What?
I can't see it.
Oh, it's
So
terrible.
Which is what I say every
I'm
time
gonna
I go to the
send it.
bathroom.
I'm gonna send it.
No.
There you go.
Hey,
It's on
you
the,
guys
it's on
notice
the
this week-
Mysteries page.
Did you guys notice this week how much the Bucs report, or I'm sorry, the Buccaneers coaching staff was gassing up Trask? Do you think that's hype?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Yeah,
by
yes.
the way, that's the monkey
I
tail
have-
beard.
That's
Isn't it
horrible.
awesome?
Is that going on right now in baseball? They're
Horrible.
really doing that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they're doing
God.
that.
Dude, that's go.
horrible.
I've got that same pattern, but not on my face.
There you go.
I'm willing to risk.
It's on his back. It's on his back, everybody.
I'm
No,
willing
it
to
goes
risk
around each
it.
nipple. It goes around each nipple.
Oh my Lord. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like
no,
a pair
seriously,
of
what the-
spectacles from Harry
I
Potter.
still
He's got the Harry
want to
Potter
know
face
why
on his
chicken
chest.
breasts don't have nipples. I still want to know.
Because because chickens.
Because when you put them in the
I-
freezer, they'd poke through that plastic.
no,
No.
and I think it's because the little baby chick's beaks ripped them off.
Oh dear
Yeah.
God.
That would do it.
But no, seriously, with the Kyle Trask thing though, are they gassing him up, or do you guys think he's an honest, legit protege to be groomed to take Tom Brady's place down the road?
I think they're pumping up his confidence, and they're making every player who's not there start to think maybe I should be there.
Well, I
agree with
read
that.
I read something that I didn't think was much of a compliment. I guess the BA, Brazilian, said that Kyle Trask has Andrew Luck-like qualities. I went, didn't he quit?
He didn't quit. He got,
Whoa.
he got injured.
Andrew Luck had one of the worst NFL injuries of all time.
He
I mean,
used to be
him
good.
and Alex Smith were hanging out in the same hospital. That
yeah.
was pretty bad.
He's got Andrew Luck qualities. He used to be good.
Exactly.
No. No,
Don't get me wrong, I
Kyle,
love Andrew Luck. I love Andrew. Andrew Luck is a case study in why when teams get new quarterbacks, they should focus on building an offensive line because he could have been great. I think he would have been a Hall of Famer, but he had a horrible GM and a horrible owner that just let him get beat to hell. So he's a great case study in that. But he did, if he's got Andrew Luck-like qualities, he did quit. I mean, in the middle of a game, I think, or something, or before the season started.
You need a horrible coach and horrible GM.
No, we don't need that.
I was gonna say because Houston can hook you up with that.
No kidding.
No, and Kyle Trask doesn't look like a middle linebacker that can all of a sudden throw. I mean, Kyle Trask is, he looks like a more jacked up Tom Brady when Tom Brady was drafted. That's the best way I can describe it. And I'm not saying he's Brady-esque, or I'm not saying he's Andrew Luck-esque.
Thank you, because we don't need to go there.
No.
We don't need a Brady-esque. I'm too old. Listen, man. I'm too old. I'm too tired. It's my birthday. No rants.
Yeah, no rants. And I'm like, if anything, I'm going to take the rant for Rick here. Kyle Trask is not any of those guys. Kyle Trask is going to be Kyle Trask when he is finally allowed to come in and play, which is not going to be for 3 to maybe 4 years, 2 to 3, maybe 4. And the only reason for that is they're going to build the offense and they're going to build the system and they're going to find out what he can do and they're going to find out what Leftwich can do if we keep him. We're going to figure it out around him because we don't need to pull the trigger on it right away. We got everybody trying to figure out what they're going to do with Brady. Why do they need to start figuring out what they're going to do with Kyle Trask when we got 2 other quarterbacks ahead of him?
I don't think Kyle Trask deserves half the media attention he's getting.
Not at all.
He's getting the media attention because he's from Florida, and BA is playing on it by mentioning him. And he's in the perfect storm, the perfect scenario to get the attention because the guy drafted before him didn't even play the year before. And when he did play, it was all the way on the other coast. So it's not like Joe Tryon's going to get the media attention because what are you going to focus on? So, I mean, you've got something with Trask. It's quarterback. Ooh, the Bucs with Brady drafted a quarterback. There's a story. Okay. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, look, the Bucs were already in the media. The Bucs were already the media darling. Everything is about the Bucs on every show, everywhere. As a friend of mine in Atlanta said, you know what? It's sort of like the Bucs. I mean, the Tom Brady is the background, the running background on ESPN. He's just the background image.
He's the winner LeBron, because LeBron gets all the airtime during the.
You brought it up.
Let's not talk about.
You brought it up.
I can't stand LeBron. I can't stand
him either. But you can't say that Skip Bayless doesn't bring up Stephen A. Smith.
LeBron James is absolutely the single most overrated crybaby of a whiny little millennial brat that I have ever seen. To put him in the same breath with people like Wilt Chamberlain or Kobe Bryant or Michael freaking Jordan is an embarrassment. It's an absolute embarrassment. Jordan has never even seen a Game 7. Period. Ever. I'm not talking about losing. I'm talking ever. Okay? So to put this guy who team shops to find the best team he can and gets all these other people to come with him to play instead of leading the team that he's on to championship after championship after championship after championship after championship after championship after championship. Oh, look, deuces. Okay, the bottom line is this. There's no comparison. LeBron, as far as I'm concerned, you can quit and go home 2 minutes before this discussion's over. You can quit and go home 5 minutes before this show's over because you're a freaking baby. And that's all I got to say about that.
Well,
all right.
Good job, Matt.
Dude.
Yes.
I could have done the same thing. I feel exactly 100% what Rick's saying right there. I think the guy's overrated. I think he's a whiner. I think he creates problems in the media for different reasons, sports and otherwise.
Yeah.
He does everything in power because somebody's got a freaking camera straight up in his nose, and he thinks he's got to be intelligent and fill it. The guy didn't even go to college. He jumped out of high school and joined the NBA.
Listen, all you freaking guys, now that you've caused me to do a rant, and I didn't want to do it tonight. I'm putting you all back in the lobby for a couple of minutes. We'll be back. All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. I'm going to bring on a special guest, someone who I believe we had on the podcast, and we've had him on the shows previously. Colin Hallboom from Bucs Banter. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, Rick. How are you? How was the vacay?
Oh, not long enough. But then again, if I was gone for a month and I would have come back and you'd asked me that question, I would have said, not long enough.
That's right. Never long enough.
It's still good to be back. It is good to be back.
Good to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be here. So tell me, brother, tell me what did I miss? If I said, look over the last 2 weeks and tell me what's the biggest story of the last couple of weeks, what you got? What's the biggest Buccaneers story?
You know what I've been taking a lot of pride in, and it doesn't seem like a Buccaneers story, but the whole Aaron Rodgers issue with Green Bay. I was watching a little bit of the Rich Eisen show today, and he made such a great comparative analysis between how the Buccaneers as an organization have handled Tom Brady and compared that to how the front office in Green Bay has handled Aaron Rodgers. And it's just such a stark contrast in terms of the respect given to their franchise signal caller. And I think that's had a huge impact on why Tom Brady is so happy and why he's been able to assume such a comfortable role in Tampa. And I know this is like a bigger picture thing. This isn't necessarily like direct Bucs news, but that's just kind of what's been on my mind because you're asking me about the last 2 weeks. And obviously the Aaron Rodgers situation is a big one. And I just think it's a cool opportunity to reflect on how well we've handled our, having the greatest quarterback of all time, how we've handled him and empowered him to be himself and be successful. And look what's happening to Green Bay when they decided not to do that.
Well, what about BA and the two separate camps? Almost literally two separate camps. You've got one going on across the street and one going on at the Advent Health facility there at One Buck Place. And BA basically calling out the players who are over practicing with Brady.
I love it. I love how Bruce Arians what he's doing there is he's getting creative. He's finding a way to bridge a gap because there's a pretty clear distinction between his perspective. He wants to have everyone there, in one camp.
Right.
But Brady is against that. He's been the most vocal advocate amongst all of the players in the players union. Despite the left tackle or the tackle for the Denver Broncos tore his Achilles working out privately, right? So that's naturally going to strike fear into a lot of players.
Right.
But Tom Brady has been steadfast in his, in his suggestion that players do stay away and they continue with private workouts. So what does Bruce Arians do? He says, listen, we'll leave you alone. Come do your private workout here. Like, do it here. Use our facility, have facilities nearby, whatever you guys need. And that way I just love that. I think it just shows how on the same page those guys are and how flexible Bruce Arians is as a head coach. I mean, he's one of the oldest head coaches in the league, yet he seems to be one of the most engaging player coaches there is. It's such a unique attribute. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it.
Yeah. Did you see the picture, by the way, of Giovanni Bernard's thigh?
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe that. It looked like, there was a thigh pic coming out about AJ Dillon recently. AJ Dillon, who's like a second year back in Green Bay. And I was shocked. And then I see Giovanni Bernard's. It was unbelievable. It
looked fake.
It did.
I mean, if you created a superhero in the Marvel universe that had, they modeled it after that thigh, you would think, yeah, they really overdid that. I mean, that's too many muscles. there aren't that many muscles in a human thigh. And yet there he is out there and you see all of that. It was like, what in the heck? I mean, his muscle was like my waist, his thigh.
Yeah. If that was in a Marvel movie or a cartoon, you'd think they should have been a little more realistic with it.
Yeah, they over animated it.
Yeah. Giovanni Bernard, man, I'm excited. I love hearing about how he's there working out, working hard, trying to get acclimated with the offense. I mean, he's in a great situation because he's going to get touches as a pass catching, pass protecting specialist. I mean, we all, as much as Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones have endeared themselves to Bucs fans in certain ways as runners, just, that's going to happen when you win a Super Bowl. I think Giovanni Bernard's role is pretty clear, and I think it's going to be there no matter what happens with each of those two players this season. Not to say I'm not hopeful that miraculously Ronald Jones can learn how to catch a football. I am. Hopefully he can learn a thing or two from Gio Bernard. But yeah.
Well, look, Ronald Jones is not a rookie. He's not coming off his rookie year. It's not his second year. I mean, he's been around. We know what he is. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. I feel that way too.
Yeah, he is what he is, and he's a good running back. He's a very good running back. He's nice to have on your team, but I don't believe he's going to carry a team.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be a pretty special running back to carry a team this day and age, and I don't think he's that. I do think he's a number one running back capable. As a runner, he's fantastic. I think. The rookie year aside, I'm writing off. I mean, there was just such an adjustment for him.
Right.
And with that, that Jameis offense, things were that'd be a tough situation for anyone. But I think he's so talented and explosive as a runner. It just pains me that it's so hard for him to catch the football, because if you want to be an elite 3-down back in the NFL this day and age, you have to have hands.
Yeah.
You have.
By the way, the speaking of Jameis, the look on my face when I saw Giovanni Bernard's thigh was the Jameis Winston. Yeah. Like, what am I?
I know. It's like this is the old running back we signed.
Yeah. What is that? What? I mean, that was just it was crazy to see. John Torgerson asks, which back takes the number one spot by week 1 against the Cowboys? Tell me your thoughts on this. I got a gut feel, but tell me what are your thoughts on this?
Well, that's a tough one, because I didn't expect Leonard Fournette to run away with the job like he did in the postseason last year, and we won a Super Bowl because of it. So to act like that won't in any way carry over to this next season, I think would be a little bit naive. But it's also the last year of Rojo's deal, and he's going to have a lot to prove. I think Bruce has even said as much. I think he's going to really try and employ that timeshare and give them each. I think he's going to start the year off like rotating them every couple drives and just kind of ride the hot hand until someone runs away with it in the season. So to answer that question, I don't think it will be decided by week 1. I think the season is what is going to determine who's going to get the majority of the carries.
Right. My theory, and I if I were you, I would put no stock in this at all. Okay. My theory is week to week, it's going to be a different back based on the defense. I think we're going to see the way the team uses its running backs differently from week to week, depending on the defense they're facing. Sometimes it'll be more of a power back up the middle kind of thing. Sometimes it'll be thrown to the backs more. Sometimes it's going to be a quicker back, completely depending on the defense that they're playing. And that's one of the things I think we'll see about the Buccaneers this year is their offense is going to be very difficult to pin down and say, well, okay, this is what the Bucs do, because they've got so much versatility. They have so many different abilities to do so many different things that I think, much like New England utilized backs differently from week to week to week. And if you play fantasy football, it was impossible to draft most offensive players in New England because it was going to be different every week. I think that's what Tampa's going to do. I think, to be honest with you, I don't know enough about Dallas's defense right now. As we get closer to the season, I'll know more. But to look at it and say, here's who I think they're going to start off with in week 1, I don't know, because I don't know their defense well enough. But I just get the feeling that it's going to change week to week. And like you said, could be drive to drive, depending on what the other defense is doing.
Yeah, I think Dallas's defense was an absolute disaster last season, like a complete disaster. Now, with that being said, they drafted Micah Parsons, who's one of the he's almost as fast as Devin White. And then they've already got a couple good linebackers there. So I think they will be better against the run. They have speed at the linebacker position is what I'm trying to say. Right. But they are super susceptible. I think we're going to be airing it out week 1 against Dallas. I think Tom's gonna pick them apart, and I think it'll be an aerial attack.
I think it depends. I mean, if they're dropping everybody back because they know that's probably what's coming, and they leave things underneath or the line exposed, very likely you can see Rojo and Giovanni Bernard have a big week in week 1.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really a crapshoot with this offense and the versatility and ability to do really freaking anything.
They got
OJ Howard again.
Yeah. We'll see how
Giovanni
that
Bernard
goes.
and OJ Howard. You just added those 2 weapons to this offense.
The other thing that no one's talking about, and it just popped into my head, is also, we've talked about the team improving, the players improving as the year went on, which is all true. But there was a dramatic change coming off their bye week, and that was Byron Leftwich's play calling. And I think he turned a major corner, after that bye week, where he was like, okay, I need to change something here. And it was true. He did need to change something. He needed to employ more play action. And he needed to be less predictable running the ball every first down, every 1st and 10. I can't stand that. It drives me nuts.
Is that a product of Brady not knowing what the heck was going on, and Brady admitted it?
Yeah. Who knows what exactly led to that? But I was so encouraged, no matter what happened, when I saw a change in philosophy, a little more flexibility, less dependent on those core, what you assume were core aspects of his offense. He started employing more play action, and he started not being afraid to throw the ball on 1st down. Right. I was so grateful because I knew it was going to at least give us a better chance to be less predictable.
Right.
So I'm hoping that he will continue to take strides as an OC, because Bruce has admitted that Byron Leftwich has the reins, which kind of surprised me. I assumed Bruce would have had a bigger role in play calling, but it sounds like not.
I don't believe a darn thing I hear from him. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, he's saying whatever he needs to say. By the way, I got to say this. What you're wearing looks on camera like you're wearing a fireman's outfit.
Yeah, it's just, this is like a light, like a
windbreaker thing. But it looks like you're ready to go fight fires.
It's a little bright, and it definitely clashes with the pewter and red and black behind me. I should have thought that.
That's not clash. That's contrast. You have to spin it.
Okay.
It's contrast.
Contrast, yeah.
But all right. Well, Colin, tell everybody where to find you and tell them about Bucs Banter.
Yeah, well, if you're on Twitter, we connect everything to our Twitter account, which I have here as my display name, @Bucs Banter on Twitter. Highly suggest giving us a follow and checking us out there. Love to interact with fans. And then bucsbanter.ca is our website. I'm going to have a new article dropping shortly. Of course, we have a YouTube channel @Bucs Banter, but also for those of you who know, every Monday night at 7 p.m., the Bucs Banter podcast does a live show right here on Bucs Report. We had our first live show this past Monday, which was a lot of fun. Joined by one of my co-hosts, Bono's Ball, Bo Danyard, and I'll be joined this Monday by my other co-host, Scott Capron. And those guys aren't Bucs fans, but they love to break down the NFL. They're smart NFL guys. So I like to bring in the objective guys and get their opinions on the Bucs stuff. But super pumped up for Monday at 7. We'll have some fun stuff to talk about. We broke down the top 10 wide receiver groups in the NFL. We did a bit of a top. Did we do top 10 or top 5? My article is going to be doing top 10. We did top 5 and debated that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you saw earlier in the show or not, but we had a special guest who came on, a guy who took this picture outside of Arrowhead Stadium was on, and we are going to have a contest now, and I want you to take part of this up in Canada. Anywhere you see anybody in NFL gear, if you are in Bucs gear, a picture of you, deuces up.
That's good. It's like the new planking, the thing people used to do everywhere. I like that. The Antoine Winfield piece.
Yep.
And Johnny Dean, thanks for sharing the website. So there it is for you, bucsbanter.ca. That's in the comments. So check it out. And love to get as much interaction from Bucs fans as I can. It's lonely and cold where I am. So you are the people I want to be engaged with. The Bucs Report, Buccaneer faithful.
Yep, that's awesome. This is the Parrot Army in the middle of the pandemonium. I call the people commenting. I call them I call that the Parrot Army because a group of parrots is called a pandemonium. And if you know these guys, and first of all, parrots are a pirate's bird, right? So it's kind of the perfect little tie-in. So the Parrot Army has been out in force tonight. Christopher Cole, I see you out there, brother. You're back. I saw you. Johnny Dean's been out there commenting away, doing what Johnny does. He's always on fire with this.
Yeah, he's great. He was
Johnny's
on our
awesome.
Bucs. He was on our Bucs banter show on Monday, doing a great job bringing up cool topics, engaging the other viewers. So that was great.
Yeah, I got to do this. I want to introduce you to somebody, Andrew. This is Johnny's suggestion, Andrew. I got to bring you on here because it's the Canadians now, and for you guys to realize, I think this is hilarious. I want to point out something. All right, we got Colin from Canada. We got Andrew from Canada. I'm
What
from
up,
the
eh?
U.S. and I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, so we've got Matt, who's in Oklahoma City. All right,
Hey,
and
Matt.
then Stephen Glasker, who's in Texas. We don't have one freaking person in Tampa on the screen, and this is a Bucs show.
Where's Eric? Eric needs to show up.
What's
and,
that?
Faubert and I are at least in different parts of the country, so
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
trying to
you're-
really spread out.
We're
you know?
Americans. We don't know anything about that. You're one country. It's kind of like Canada's sort of like a city to Americans.
Yeah, like Florida's where Philly and all that is, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you're from Canada? Oh, I know somebody from there. Do you know a guy named Joe? He's yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Joe
Joe-
Johnson?
No, Joe
Yeah.
Theismann. He played in the CFL, so yeah, we know
Yeah.
Joe.
There you
Did
go.
he really?
Oh,
There
yeah,
you
the
go.
trade for the Argonauts, buddy. Him,
There
Warren
you go.
Moon, Doug Flutie. We've had some great quarterbacks up here playing in the CFL, buddy.
Well, I
Yeah,
know
you
had
have.
Warren Moon,
Absolutely have. Absolutely have. Which is going to bring me to another thing in just a second, but I want to let Colin go ahead and escape if he wants to. Colin, one more time, tell everybody where you're at.
Yeah, bucksbanter.ca, at bucksbanter on Twitter, and you can find me and some of my colleagues from Bucs Banter every Monday night live show at 7 p.m. We just do our podcast here and chop it up with whoever's listening. So that was an awesome experience. I can't say enough good things about the Bucs Report viewers. Love when you guys get engaged. So it really makes the show. So I see why, Rick, you love this so much because it's a great group of fans.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Thanks a lot for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
Freedom is coming soon, my friend. Don't worry.
See you, gentlemen. Enjoy. Go Bucs.
Take care.
All
Go
right,
Bucs.
Go Bucs.
All right, guys. So I want to bring up something else here as the final topic for the day. And I want to tell you guys we got a little something new that we're starting tomorrow that I'll tell you about. But I want to bring up the USFL. The USFL may be back. Okay, they're talking about bringing the USFL back. And for those of you who are older, and I know this is not you, Andrew, you weren't born yet, but for those of us who are a little older, we all remember the USFL and the Tampa Bay Bandits and Bandit Ball, and how much fun that was with Steve Spurrier, and what a good time that was. And
Lonnie on every billboard. Oh,
yep,
it's lovely.
Bandit Ball may be back. As a Bucs fan, do you embrace it? Do you watch it from a distance, kind of like, yeah, okay, that thing's over there, which is fine, like we did with, I don't know, whatever that other league was, the XFL or whatever the last thing was. Do you do that, or is this different?
I don't know that I don't believe it's going to really do anything. I think they're living off the USFL because of the positive memories that a lot of people had with Herschel Walker and Steve Young. And I mean, they had names. Jim Kelly was in that. I mean, there was a whole bunch of people. Mouse Davis came.
Are they going to try and do that again?
How?
How'd they do it before?
The environment for the NFL right now, with the way that they have their collective bargaining agreement and the way they have the TV contracts and stadium leases and everything else that they do, does nothing but make the machine bigger because everybody shares. So the
Fox
suckiest team in Detroit
is covering it. Fox is embracing the league.
I'm getting to that, Rick. if media is going to be the catalyst, and Fox is the one because they're known for football, that's great. But how much input are they going to have? They're only minority owners. You're still going to have at least 8 teams, they said, and they don't know where, and they don't know who, and they don't know how they're going to pay them. They just
yet this is brand new yet, right?
Right, but Fox put it out there for us to talk about, and there's nothing to really put your teeth into. So if you're living off of what I remember the Bandit Ball and the Yucks were in Tampa Stadium. We sucked. So when we were going to spend our dollars, we went to the Bandit Balls because it was warm. They had tea backs, they had bikini tops, and they won a game every once in a while. And maybe you'll see Lonnie Anderson walking up and down the sideline. That was an event. But the Bucs now we're walking on water, for Christ's sake. They're cutting up fish and feeding millions. So they've got it all. All they can do right now is go down. And I don't see them going down this year. And by 2022, if that's when they're going to release USFL, you're going to be competing with a minor league team versus a 2-time world champion team.
So you're only talking Tampa. What about the rest of the league?
Right.
Well, that's what I don't quite understand. Dallas I think they had one in Oklahoma City. That's where Doug Williams played.
Right.
And that team came from Houston and got moved out, if I remember right. You had New Jersey, which is not going to make its own team because Trump's not there, so you're not going to have that. What were the other teams? You had the LA team, right?
Right.
I can't remember all of them, but I only remember 4 or 5 that were worth watching on a Saturday anyway. So
I don't know. I loved that. That was a fun time.
It was a fun league to watch because they put a lot of Canadian Football League rules in there. They did a lot of multi-shifting stuff that we can't do in the NFL. They did that in Bandit Ball, and they did that in the USFL.
I feel like there's enough room for a spring league if they would do it right.
I'm not certain about that, Rick, because we talked about ticket prices for the Buccaneers, right?
Yeah.
They're only expensive to me because I can't afford it. That's what you said. I can't afford it, so I don't like the prices. If the Bandits come in and they cut the prices by a third, there goes a whole bunch of blue-collar schmoes that work at the shrimp yards and out on the docks that are going to be able to take their kids to watch football. But if they suck, they're only going to do that for a month, and then it's over with. I'm not wasting my money. So the interest in the league is going to be based on quality of play, who they can actually put on the field, and expect to be paid. I mean, if I was an amateur right now and somebody said in 2 years you're going to be a senior, do you want to play in USFL? Based on the AAF and the XFL, that meant you got to work for 6 weeks and then nobody had money. That structure that they had in the AAF with one guy being the money machine, he just pulled the cork on it.
Well, one of them would have worked if it weren't for COVID. I mean, that was just bad timing.
XFL would have worked if it weren't for COVID. People watched that. But the AAF was this minor league wanted to be NFL minor league system. And they sold it that way. And I watched it and I enjoyed it. That was competitive games. They weren't 5-star teams necessarily, but they were equally sucky teams. So it was good to watch from the front to the end, and somebody was always in it.
But what if you end up with a league where you end up with, I'm going to say his name, and everybody's head explodes the moment you say this guy's name. Sorry, everybody. Simmer down. Sorry, everybody calm down. But if you have a Colin Kaepernick in the league and you have some other some of these wide receivers, Chad Ochocinco that says he wants to come back, or T.O., or these kind of guys, 40. And you start to bring in one or two college athletes that are recognizable names.
Right.
Okay. You have people that are maybe somebody like a Manziel or then all of a sudden you end up with a Kyle Trask or a few other people like that in the league. You start to bring some people like that into the league, or people who are kind of getting over the hump that are going to be the big money winners, big name guys in the league. And then you have a support system behind them.
Well, what you just said is the key. None of these leagues, the spring leagues, even the first XFL, the AAF, and the second XFL, they weren't structured in a way they could afford to grow because they had to fall before they could climb, right?
Right.
So if you didn't build them up that way, if you didn't have a 5-year plan that was supported by more than one guy and a piece of software, that was what he was selling, was a piece of software with the AAF.
Right.
And he got all he wanted out of it to screw the rest of them. Now there's 150 guys that were starting last week that are at the walk-up counter at the unemployment office.
Let me ask you this: why all of a sudden are all these leagues popping up? And to
Because
me,
there is
it's
a glut of players that are coming out of college that don't get to go anywhere.
well, hold on. Let me say something. It's not just that. To me, I believe there's a need and a desire, and it's a matter of the right people with the right amount of money to come in and fill that need. And the problem is, so far, you haven't had the right people with the right amount of money.
Well, I thought Dick Ebersol was with the AAF, wasn't that? Who was there? The big name was Dick Ebersol.
Well, but he's not necessarily money. He's media. I get it. But you got Fox. You've got that already with Fox. Okay. If you end up with money, and that's the key here, you're going to have to end up with money. What if Nike got behind something like this and all of a sudden you've got that Nike money? Think about Nike with their designing uniforms and them doing all that kind of thing. If that became a thing for them, what you have to do is make this league, I don't know how else to word this. You have to make it a thing. You got to make it something worth following. You got to make the gear something people want to wear, not some of these ridiculous lime green, crazy freaking jerseys and all this stuff.
I agree with that.
Yep.
You've got to make it something people want to wear. You got to make it something that, everybody thinks we've got to be so crazy over the top innovative to make a league work. And I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's the opposite. I think if you don't try to be crazy, if you come in and say, we're going to come in and we're going to play football and we're going to play good football and we're going to have some fun doing it and get some recognizable names and let's go out and have a good time playing football.
Right.
I don't know, man. If they got the money to pay, and if you think about it, a great player making $10, $15 million a year, that's not out of the question for we got a lot of billionaires in this country. And you get a few billionaires involved. Yeah.
Want to own team.
That's what happened to the USFL, though. Remember, Trump said, no, we're going to go play fall. We're going to get out of spring.
And that's where the mistake made is they decided to take on the NFL.
And that's where they crashed and burned when they actually had something like you're talking about.
Right.
They had recognition. They had quality players. They had really good players because a lot of those guys that came out of the original USFL, they got gold jackets now and rings. And I didn't realize it till this was announced. And then I went back on Google and read a couple of articles on former players. How many players that were standard every week on the NFL, you knew this was a guy to watch, came out of the USFL, either by just dumb chance that he was that good, or he was bought, like Herschel Walker or Steve Young or any of those guys. But they spent the money and they had the money. And nothing's come after that has had what you're talking about, which is the key, is the financial structure to come in and play and develop a fan base, because you can't win.
But there can be. That's the thing. There can be.
It's not going to be Dwayne Johnson.
That's how I feel. They can be.
Like, here's the thing. We keep thinking about, these major billionaires and stuff like that need to come in and own these teams. And we think that, we need to, kind of like what Rick was saying, we need to change all these crazy jerseys and stuff like that. You don't need to do anything that crazy in order to make this work. Like, we're and I mean this in all respect to every single person that is on the screen here. We are all over the age of 30. So that means we are starting to be out, say, of the grasp of some of the normality of what happens with the youth that happens at games.
Right.
We can all admit that. Now, here's where I think here's where I think this could actually work respectively. Let's talk about ownership here for a second. I'm talking about USFL. I'm talking about the CFL and the XFL merger. I'm talking about like possibility of all of these merging together, because if they all finally go off and do their own things in 5 or 10 years, it's almost as if it's inevitable that they might as well do it. So this is where all of a sudden you have kids in the stands. They're interactive. They're going to have their phones. They're going to be on their phones watching the game the whole time. Fantasy is becoming a big thing. Betting's becoming a big thing. I know Harry has a problem with the in betting at stadiums. I kind of have respect for that as well. But if you can have giveaways for equipment for some of these kids, all of a sudden you got to come up with a starting line, whether it's the opposing team and your team, it's the Tampa Bay Vipers versus the Saskatchewan Roughriders, it's the Tampa Bay Bandits versus the Toronto Alouettes, whichever. These kids are sitting there on their phones. All of a sudden, they win this fantasy thing. You can walk up to a store and you get a free sweater. Now, all of a sudden, that kid who couldn't usually afford stuff has a sweater with that logo on it. And as a person who grew up in the ghetto, if that's all you gave me, because that's all I had when I was a Bucs fan, was one T-shirt. And that T-shirt led me to be a Bucs fan. There's ways to do this. Pat McAfee. Give me some other TikTok, for example. I kid you not. TikTok could come around and buy an XFL team.
No, that's my point.
Yep.
And this is what I'm thinking. Let's say you've got a league, and at the end of the year, you say, all right, this American league, not North American, U.S. league, at the end of the year, we're going to take on the Canadians. And then we'll have the world champion. All of a sudden, you catch people's attention. All of a sudden, you do something that's going to go, hey, wait a minute, what? Hold on. Or, there are ways that you can make this work that would be interesting. And honestly, I believe spring football, look, I'm not saying compete with the NFL. I'm not saying it's going to be the NFL. I'm not saying it's going to be at that level of the NFL. And if they don't go in and say, we're going to try and compete with the NFL, if they say, you know what, we're here to fill in the gap. We're here to be here to, you know what, there's a lot of great quality football players out there who don't have a home. Let's have a league. Let's play some football during the off season.
Can I tie something into what, and this is where I agree with Andrew and Rick, Matt. The need is there, and I'm going to tie in kind of with Rick's rant led to regarding LeBron. And part of the reason why the need is there is because, in my personal opinion, he has destroyed that league.
Absolutely.
To the point where people are watching wrestling. Their wrestling ratings are better. Golf ratings are better than NBA ratings. And what are you hearing right now? As soon as the draft is over, what is everybody saying? Man, I wish it was football season. Man, I wish it was football season. So the people want to see something. And so exactly what Rick is saying, we can get something that does not compete with the NFL, but is something separate. That's huge. And so you're giving people what they want is something new. And Andrew's absolutely right. The power of merch. Never underestimate the power of merch. I gave my youngest son, not me, my mother gave my youngest son a San Francisco 49ers jacket when he was like 7 or 8 years old. He is still a San Fran fan, and he's in his 20s.
And then
I can understand that.
One more point on this, too, because Rick made a fantastic point that I've never actually thought of. So let's just take the CFL and XFL merger as just teams playing each other. Let's all of a sudden say the USFL, the CFL, the XFL, and the European Football League all of a sudden have all the same rule sets, whether it's 12 guys on the field, motion, 4 down, whatever you guys want to do. As long as it's all the same in all 4 of those leagues and you have little differences here and there, take the Grey Cup winner, take your XFL winner, take your European League, and take your USFL. Have all 4 of those teams play each other, their rankings and their records based on whatever you want them, and the winner gets the ultimate cup, and every player on that roster, $500,000 bonus.
Yeah.
And
no, that's exactly right. And stop trying to see who can come up with the craziest uniforms. Instead, just have nice, good, cool, solid football uniforms that you can wear, and you stop trying to be cute to trick people into buying jerseys and just put out a good product so they want to buy jerseys. And all of a sudden, I'm interested.
Look at the Kraken.
I'm interested. I want to see it.
All of us are interested. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? When everybody on the screen's interested, what does that tell you? So,
you're right. There is a market for it, but you have to be smart with the marketing.
Yes.
And around here, we just fixed it. This whole 4 group just fixed it. Everything need to do, put it all on paper, send it up to the front office, and move it out league wide on the 4 different celestial areas.
If you don't think I'm emailing. If you don't think I'm emailing The Rock and Danny Garcia every weekend with ideas and literally I've messaged Danny Garcia this big thing on Instagram the day I heard of the CFL XFL merger happening. And I was like, I'll work for free. I do not care. There's a stadium that will host one of your guys' teams and I will work it. I do not care.
I think you got a point with the idea that you take the small fish and put them in a pot and now you got more fish. And
But
that's
part of it has
easier
to
to
be
watch.
recognizable names. Exactly what the guys were talking about earlier.
Right.
It has to be recognizable names because most
Yep.
people aren't going to watch people they don't really care about. But if
Correct.
you got, I understand you were using it as to make a point, Rick. I don't think anyone wants to really watch I wouldn't watch Colin Kaepernick in whatever league because
The
I
thing
think
is this, I would watch it
when
probably
names like
hoping he
that.
got his
Yep.
butt kicked.
But the
Oh,
name,
that would be cool. That would be
But I
cool.
would watch it, and you know what? Wrestling does well because there's a bad guy.
That's
and
true. That's
Johnny
true.
Manziel threw 5 interceptions in one half of a CFL game in his first game starting. Okay.
Yeah.
That was
There you go.
very fun to watch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that kind
Depending
of
on
thing,
what side of the field you're on.
names that we know that are from the NFL, that maybe they're second or third stringers or whatever, they can come play in the USFL. That would be something that would be cool.
And let me tell you something. Somebody who sits here
sense.
like right now, I want y'all to think about this, and I'm going to let y'all go and you ponder this until tomorrow night's show. Okay.
Mhm.
I want you to think about this. Let's think. Who could be a disgruntled NFL employee who could all of a sudden jump over to the other league? You all know who I'm talking about. Everybody knows that guy right now, that all of a sudden, if you put him in that other league, everybody's watching. We'll talk about it tomorrow night, guys, but I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers. Let's talk tomorrow night. Okay?
Sounds good.
Everybody have a good night. Good night, Steven.
Happy birthday, Rick.
Good night.
Happy birthday, Rick.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Andrew. Thank you, guys, for coming on. Andrew, tell everybody where to find you.
I am going to be live tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain time. That's my time. 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's your time. We are doing a mock draft dynasty style. I know a few people have messaged us and asked us, so we're going to start doing all the mock drafts, get you guys ready for the brand new season of mock drafts. And we're also going to update you guys on the playoff actions going around the league. Rick, as always, happy birthday, and thank you for having me.
You're going on tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, my time, 1 p.m. Eastern time for you guys.
Where else do they find you?
You can find me and at Andrew Faubert and at North Sports Dynasty on every social media platform. And, of course, live from the cheap seats on Sundays, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. That's my time. And 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's your time. And I am going to be going hard in the paint on why the 0-2 Buccaneers defense is the greatest defense of all time.
We're going to have to talk about that. All right, brother. I will be on your show talking about that. So
sounds good. I will talk to you then, buddy.
Have a good night. All right, guys. It's great being back, talking some Bucs football, talking even some Bandit ball. Maybe. We got all kinds of things to talk about. Had great guests. Thank you to John for coming by. Thank you for his family participating in the comment section. That was a whole lot of fun. I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. You know, if you tune into the show tomorrow night. Now let me tell you guys a little bit about what we have going tomorrow night. We have a little show called What's Cooking in the South, and I'm going to close with a little bit of we'll call it a commercial for that. What's Cooking in the South is a fun little it's the intersection of food, football, and fun. We talk about all of it. Those are my favorite things: food, football, and fun. And we're going to talk a little bit about all of that. You want to talk football? You got to tell me what you had for dinner. There's a lot that goes on that show. It is a good time, an absolutely good time. I expect the miscreants to be crawling out of the woodwork because that's what the miscreants do, and they do it well. You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for making this show fun, making it easy to come back and slide right back into this chair and do the thing we're doing. Shortly, I'm going to be on Johnny B's show on 102.5 FM The Bone, and I'm going to do that tonight. I'll be talking Bucs and miscreants and all of that on 102.5 The Bone. So I want to thank you guys for being here. I missed you guys. It is good to be back talking to you. And we've got all kinds of shenanigans and trouble coming tomorrow night. You don't want to miss it. Tomorrow night, the intersection of food, football, and fun at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow night, right here on BucsReport.com. I'll see you then.